Hey guys, welcome to The Sophisticated Scoundrel. Today we're going to be talking about what do you do when a sibling, namely a brother, lets his wife run the entire marriage and it's causing their relationship to suffer and him be in major pain. So this is actually a question from a woman. This is the man's sister. Before we get into it, please download this new guide that I've created. It's about the 5 steps on how a man can find his mission in life. Completely free guide. This is something that I strongly recommend all men do because once you find your mission and purpose in life, it will give you a lot more confidence to handle a lot of the other problems that you have that you might be facing in your life, whether it be relationships or friendships or just feeling depressed and other things like that. If you find your mission and gain clarity on that, a lot of those other pieces fall into place. So be sure to grab that down below. Okay, so let's get into this question I had from a viewer. Men who let their wives run their marriage. My brother is doing this. Okay, so this is a really interesting topic because, again, a lot of times I'll put on Instagram the fact that men need to be the leader of their marriage, of their relationships, because when they don't, they tend to fall apart. And I get a lot of pushback from women on this topic because they think, oh, well, and I even get pushback from like feminist men because they think, oh, that everyone should be equal. There shouldn't be a leader. Why do men have to lead? Well, when men don't lead, things like this happens. The woman becomes masculine and runs everything. And so, I don't have a lot of details about this, but she just says, it has ruined my relationship with my brother to the point that we no longer speak. So this is sad. So let's talk about this. A man who lets his wife run the relationship is obviously a very weak man. When a man decides to not, and chances are, a lot of men who do this, they have grown up in a family where the father was very weak. The mother was more domineering. She wore the pants. So this kid, this boy, when he sees this, he's going to think, okay, when I'm in a relationship, when I get married, I need to just suck it up. I need to just keep my mouth shut. I need to do whatever she asks because if I don't, she's going to holler. She's going to get mad. So I just need to completely give in to whatever she says. And a lot of times they see their own fathers do this, and that's the only behavior that they know how to do, which is to acquiesce to whatever the woman wants. Now, when this happens, the woman becomes much more masculine. And when a woman becomes masculine, she becomes very bitchy. She becomes very domineering. Women in their masculine, they just naturally become unpleasant to be around. A woman in her feminine is much more pleasant to be around. And this is evidence because I talk to so many women who work with women who are their boss and they're very masculine. And I get the most complaints from other women who work with masculine women saying they're a bitch, they're mean, they suck at their job. They prefer working under men because men are more cut and dry. They get things done. They don't take it personal. There's no emotional baggage. So when a woman becomes the leader of the household, there's a lot more drama. There's a lot more vindictiveness. When the man is the leader, things stay and he's a strong, masculine leader. Things stay smooth. He's the rock. Everybody comes to him and he keeps that order. Now, of course, within the home, the mother may be running, the dinners, keeping everybody happy and things like that. Yes, but at the end of the day, the big decisions need to be made by the man in order for everyone else to feel safe and comfortable. So when this woman asks me about her brother who's letting his wife run it, obviously he doesn't know how to do that, and he doesn't have the self-esteem or confidence to put his foot down. And they've been married for so long now, to be honest with you, I don't think it will ever change. A man has to want to change this. There's nothing that anybody else can do to say, hey, you need to fix this, because he doesn't see it. And it's very difficult for someone to see something when they're in it. Unless he is in so much misery and pain, that he has no choice but to change, he's not going to do it, unfortunately. So what can you do about this as his sister? Well, there's not much you can do. Because as you've said, it's already ruined your relationship. So chances are he's not going to be listening to you. Now, so this is more of a cautionary tale to anybody out there. If you have a sibling who is a man and they're about to get married to a woman who's like this, or if they're a man who has very low masculine qualities, is not a leader, then you need to get to them before they ever get married, before they ever really get serious with a woman. And one of the best things you can do, obviously, is show them content like this video, because it's easier, I think, for men to hear it from other men, especially if someone they don't know. If it's family, if it's friends, they're kind of like, I don't want to listen to it. But if it's a third party, someone they don't know, they're not related to, but they hear the message, this can be very, very valuable to them. So what do you do then once to prevent something like this? Well, I mean, first of all, the guy needs a good male friend or a good, strong male role model that can slap some sense into him. And even then, it's very difficult, because I know men who have tried to do this with their friends who are going down the wrong road. But once a man, it's about him realizing it for himself, because if a man doesn't see himself in a strong, masculine, dominant way, why would he want to learn to do something different? He doesn't know any better, and he's not interested in changing because he has a woman, and he is most likely used to getting stepped on by women. That's his comfort zone. And when it's happening, he's probably miserable and doesn't like it, but that doesn't mean he's going to change. And the reason why is because men, or anybody, for that, men and women, they stick with what's comfortable and what they're used to. They don't gravitate towards what's better for them in general. They're going to gravitate towards what they know. And so by you sharing this with me about your brother, it tells me that you guys grew up in a home like this. He has no sense of what it means to stand up, to put boundaries with a woman. He only knows how to bow his head and just do whatever she says and let her run things rampant. Unless she's some super gorgeous babe and he's just pussy whipped and just the sex is great and he just, for whatever reason, he's letting his sexual desires overcome it. I doubt that's the case. I bet she's just a real domineering pain in the ass, and he's a weak beta type man. So in order to get past this, he's going to have to wake up and realize it for himself. And it's just, unfortunately, they have to hit rock bottom. They have to hit that pain, because if they don't do it, there's not much motivation to change. There's just nothing there. And since you guys aren't on speaking terms, he's not going to listen to you for sure. So I would just, for what to do right now, what I suggest for you is to, if you have men in your life, younger men who are not in relationships, who are not married, and you're looking out for them, bring up the topic in sort of a, don't tell them what to do, but do it in such a way of like, hey, I saw this really interesting video about, men and women, and I want to see what you think about something like this, and show them a video like that. You can show them some of my other videos where I address this, but just say like, I saw this really interesting video about the dynamics between men and women. What do you think about this? Do you agree with this, or what's your experience? So it kind of becomes a conversation, not where you're trying to impose your ideas on them, and see where they fall. If they seem open to it, then you can be like, oh yeah, okay, take that assessment and then show them other things. If they're not open to it, they're like, oh, this is garbage, this is nonsense, what a loser, this guy's a loser, he doesn't know what he's talking about, then chances are it's not going to go anywhere if you keep pressing. So that's what I would suggest for you to do is, work with the people who are, it's still not too late. As far as your brother goes, you're going to have to let him fall. And I know it's painful because we don't want to do that with our siblings, but I think that's the best way to go right now. If he ever does reach out to you and ask for help, or, gets to that point where he's on his knees and doesn't know what to do, then I would suggest sending him to my Instagram page or to my YouTube page and showing him some of those videos and say, hey, take a look at what this guy has to say and see if it resonates with you. So that's pretty much what I have to say. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me down in the questions below, the comments below. Or if you want to do a one-on-one coaching session, I have the links down below where you can book a session with me. We will see you in the next one.